I'm going over these balance changes, not so much. I'm sure a lot of people have seen them and they're pretty short, but more just to give my opinion overall on what it means for Marvel Rivals and the meta as a whole, when really this patch is mostly about fine-tuning some things, balancing things a little bit, but really caving into the needs of support players, or are they? We're going to take a look here. So here we go. This is the mid-season 2. Actually, it's not even mid-season 2, because mid-season is like its own patch. This is like the brunch of patches. Captain America, reduce base health by 50. I think this is really needed. Captain America is just way too tanky. Probably the hardest tank to kill and just super annoying, really oppressive. I think Captain America's OP. I think this is probably a good change. I think they'll probably have to look at him more. Not necessarily saying nerf him more, but I think they might need to look at him a little bit more. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange I still think is pretty good, especially with Wanda. I've seen them find success, but nowhere near the carry potential he's had before. I actually feel like Doctor Strange is kind of balanced right now. He still makes plays around his ultimate, but just like other characters, he requires follow-up from his team now to get the most value out of them. He can't just one-shot a team by himself, which I don't think should have ever been in the game. And it looks like they agree with that, because instead of bringing back his one-shot, they're just making his ult come up quicker, which I think is good. I think that's fine. I think letting him do what makes him the most useful more is probably going to be a step in the... I think Doctor Strange is fine. I think he's going to be fine. Now, a character that's not fine is Groot. Groot's OP. Groot's the best tank in the game right now. I'm expecting this to be a nerf, and there you have it. The big, meaty, fat wall reduced by 100 health. So it might actually... I mean, it's always worth it to kill, but it might be worth it to kill rather than try to, like, get out now. 100 health it's pretty big amount. That's like 15% or something. But this is still not enough of a nerf. Groot is still going to be the best tank, in my opinion. But at least these are all steps in the right direction, I'd say. I don't think Strange really needed a buff, but I know most Strangers are not really liking it. But I like these tank changes. I think these are fine. Spider-Man. Decrease the range of his amazing combo, so that's his uppercut, for those of you who don't know, from 5 to 4 meters. Anybody who plays Spider-Man knows that the radius on this ability is way too long. And you can basically hit him like 5 Spider-Mans away and reach them with a punch. It makes no sense. I get why they do it, but I think this is just making Spider-Man more fair. So I think this is a good change. Spider-Man's seeing a lot of bans right now, and this is probably going to make it not really going to affect good Spider-Man players. I like this. I wouldn't say Spider-Man's OP right now, but he's definitely very good and very annoying, and anything to deter people from playing more dive in the meta where all supports can do is complain about dive is probably a good thing. I don't think good Spider-Mans are going to be affected by this too much, though. Winter Soldier. Okay. Adjusted the Tainted Voltage ability to have 2 charge levels while keeping the cooldown time unchanged. I think this means he can use it twice now. I want to say. I think he can use it twice now. So he has 2 charges of it. So he can slow someone now for like 6 seconds. Unless this means charge levels as in like it can charge. I'm not exactly sure what this means, but I'm pretty sure he has 2. He basically gets a free extra ability here, which is insane. I don't know why they're doing this. Double E? Yeah, the slow. I don't think Bucky... I think they should have let Bucky chill a little bit with the nerfs and just see how he functioned. This is kind of nuts. Bucky is now... they're really focusing in on making him like this mid-range kind of brawler, like control, CC, shields. He's a pretty unique character, but I do not think he needed this. If they couldn't go a week and a half without making Winter Soldier weak, they had to bring him back. I mean, he is a cool character, and I think Winter Soldier's got a cool place in the meta. He's, like, really interesting, but, well, can't you just give us, like, a patch of him not being completely broken? I feel like this is going to make him so good. So, I don't know. I'd have to play against this to know for sure. But this is too much. This is just too much, in my opinion. But overall, I think so far these changes are decent. Adam Warlock. Now, I actually saw the change for this. Oh, I just do not agree with it. Adam Warlock in the highest levels of play is already banned pretty commonly, or was at least when res comp was popular. And I see no reason why this isn't going to put res comp right back into the meta with changes like this. So basically, when he lands a headshot on you, the time of his avatar live stream is reduced by a second, which is insane, by the way. I believe this is the heal he can cast on himself. So pretty much tanks are never going to be able to kill good Adam Warlocks, because landing a headshot is not hard. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Good Adam... So this is basically rewarding good Adam Warlock play. So the good Adam Warlocks are going to get more value from this than the bad ones, right? So the gap between high elo Adam Warlocks and low elo Adam Warlocks is now widening. Where I've seen them take the opposite kind of balanced approach to other roles. Like Tank, for instance, I think, in a lot of ways. Let's use Hulk, for instance, when they... reduce the jump charge up time and the shield. Those are changes that are just kind of universally helpful to anyone in higher ranks or lower ranks, but this is very specific. So Adam Warlock might be ban-worthy now. I think Adam Warlock, obviously he got his soul bond nerfed, and I think that hurt him a little bit, but this is going to put him right back. So I'm noticing a pattern. They nerfed the defensive utility of supports because I think dive was kind of weak before this patch, and now they're kind of reversing the changes, but with their damage. So they want supports to be killable, but also to be able to get kills. And yeah, this is a bit much for me. This is a bit much. I think Adam Warlock's going to be ban-worthy now. Cloak and Dagger. So Cloak and Dagger's a character... I play with someone who's off-rolling on Cloak and Dagger a lot. We win a lot of games, and they do a lot of damage on Cloak and Dagger. I think this is a character that people don't really tap into as well as they could, despite her being one of the lower win rate healers right now. So they're increasing the damage of the Cloak by 5 per second. That's not a ton, but it's decent. And the Light Force Dagger going up by 3. So they're just increasing her damage a little bit. Yeah, this is... Again, I don't think she really needed this, but it is a nice change because I do like Cloak and Dagger being the support that is more like damage focus, and I don't completely agree with this. I don't think healers should have this much damage. It's hard enough to dive healers who are working together, so I don't think they needed these buffs because they already can compete with damage dealers, like, in a lot of these games. Like if you just decided not to heal on Cloak and Dagger, or not heal a lot and just do damage, you could basically have as much damage as other people. Yet you still have the ability to heal and damage debuff people, right? And throw down amazing ult. So, I mean, healers are still, I think, some of the most broken characters in the game. And, yeah, I wish they could have just stuck with their buffs, or sorry, stuck with their nerfs before doing this, but it is what it is. At least supports aren't going to complain as much. That's the trade-off. Luna. Okay, so I do not like this at all. Basically, the type of damage that Lunas get on people that basically takes no skill and is basically just luck. You know, you fire your ice dagger into a crowd of people, and if it gets by them, then it'll hit someone in the back. Just randomly. That's most of Luna's damage, is just going on people randomly. Now, it's going to be higher. It's random pad damage. It's pointless. This is a stupid change, and there's no reason Luna needs any kind of buffs. This is just idiotic. This is basically just... So, whereas Adam Warlock, these changes... are going to be a big buff to good Adam Warlocks and a big nerf to bad, or not a nerf, but it's not going to help bad Adam Warlocks much. This is just a buff to all Lunas, and it's a brainless one at that. I do not like this at all. I don't think healers need more damage, especially in these types of scenarios where it's just literal, neutral heal botting. Because that's where most of this is going to get value. No, they buffed her damage fall off. The way it's worded is really weird. 75% means it does 75% damage rather than 60% damage. Okay? So, just pointless offensive power that she didn't really need. Then we go to Mantis here. Someone could probably calculate the exact amount of damage the shot's going to do, but just the idea behind this change I just don't really agree with. Mantis! Okay, so Mantis gets 5 more damage on her attack, which is going to be nice, but she can't really play the way that this buff really wants her to, because she lost the health. So this isn't going to help Mantis as much as people think, because that 25 health was like a way bigger nerf than this is a buff. And you're just gonna have situations now where supports are just gonna randomly kill you and you don't feel like they really outplayed you. It's gonna just feel more random, I feel like. But this isn't really that much. I don't think it's gonna matter too much, but she can throw out like 4 or 5 of these in a row, and just, if she lands a couple headshots, Mantis is gonna absolutely shred you. She's gonna absolutely shred you. But I mean, at least Mantis has risk with her damage, whereas like Luna, I feel like has no risk. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these support changes, but maybe it'll get them to stop whining. Overall, this patch is okay. But let's go to the team ups here. This team up I've noticed is pretty worthless. I don't see them ever really using it or doing anything. But now it provides an AoE bonus health to allies in range. I really like this. This is a great idea. This is the type of changes we should have seen before we buffed healers, right? Give other players tools, defensive utility tools, to save other people, kind of like Hulk has, kind of like a lot of the characters I play already have. Pull out of the power budget of selfish characters, which Captain America I would say is a selfish character. I would say Winter Soldier is a selfish character, which they didn't need to buff him. They should have just put this change in, not buff Winter Soldier, and see that how his win rate was affected now that he has a good team up. Or a better team up. You get what I'm saying? Because essentially Winter Soldier got double buffed here, right? And I know from personal experience as Hulk, I play Gamma, and a lot of Hulk's win rate just comes from the Gamma buff being so strong. And when you get like a good Iron Man or a good Namor, they can kind of just take over games. It's not really, you don't really do much as Hulk, but I would have liked to see that same approach here with just give him a better team up and then see how much the team up affects his win rate as opposed to the Bucky buffs. Because now they're going to not really be able to track which had more of an impact. But I guarantee you people are going to enjoy this health buff as long as it's like a decent range. Unfortunately, 50 health isn't a lot, but it's something. And it would have been nice to see more little things like this in the patch. Overall, I don't agree with most of these changes. I don't think any of these healers needed buffs. I think they should have let them sit a little longer in their current state, and then just threw out these nerfs here, because this is basically a patch of nerfs, really. And then, you know, and see how it affects things. But so overall, I'm gonna give this little mini patch a C, just a solid C. I don't really agree with most of these changes, but I get the idea behind them. I am kind of glad they nerfed Groot, at least. So there you go, guys. Those are my opinions on this little mini patch. I think it's a step back. I think they're caving into community demands a little bit. And maybe this will quell the complaints about healers being too susceptible to being dove. But really, the bad ones are still going to be complaining, and the good ones are going to secretly just be sitting in the corner of the room looking the other way. Curious to hear your guys' thoughts. I'll leave this on screen if you guys want to be in the video. I am going to probably post this, actually, and you guys give your opinions here. So if you enjoyed that breakdown, don't forget to Hulk smash that like button, Hulk smash that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about the patch. Is it a step in the right direction, or is it a step back? And I'll see you in the next one.